Now that Ultra Sun and Moon have been out for almost 2 months, I think it's about time to start the countdown for Generation 8 on the Nintendo Switch. Too soon? Well, clearly not, because you clicked on this video. Anyway, today I'll be looking at, in no particular order, my top 10 hopes for Generation 8 on the Switch. However, I'm not alone for this one.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's JPR here to help out Josh with today's video. I hope you all will enjoy what we have in store.
And if you guys are new to me, I'm the 4th Gen Gamer, or Josh. I make plenty of Pokemon videos, some like this one, and some not like this one. Anyway, this video will be split into 2 parts, with the first being this one, and the second being on John's channel. Let's jump into this. Starting off this list is something not many people are talking about, but is very important: the UI. It's been over 10 years since Pokemon has had only one screen to work with for the UI. Given the Switch will have more screen real estate than the Game Boy Advance, my first hope for these games is to not overcomplicate the UI. Since the introduction of the bomb screen, we've gotten many features that to many were either hated or just not too important, from the Rotom Dex to the Sea Gear to the Poketch. In the overworld, I hope we don't have anything comparable to these. These features made sense in the DS and the 3DS family with the bomb screen, however a more minimalistic approach comparable to the Game Boy days would be appreciated. Basically, make sure we can appreciate the overworld in its entirety, no gimmicks please. In battle, I hope that there is an emphasis on the landscape of the location given the potential of the Switch's hardware. The UI shouldn't be at the forefront of the battles, possibly keeping your options in the bottom right. This can be made minimalistic by ridding of the words run, bag, and Pokemon and replacing them with icons. This rough example I made here keeps the word fight, but even this can be moved down and replaced with an icon too. Keeping the I button on all moves for information as well as effectiveness were welcome additions in Gen 7, and this would be great to keep on the Switch games.
At number 9, we have less linear gameplay. I'm no Gen 1er, but back in Kanto and Johto, we at least had the freedom to choose our own path for small portions of the games. But slowly and surely, that freedom has been taken away from us to the point where it feels like we live in North freaking Korea. Okay, maybe not that bad, because at least we're getting better stories in the new generations. It's not like it's Champion Kim Jong at the end of every game. I'm not saying this needs to be as gigantically open and free as Breath of the Wild or something. Maybe just move the player's hometown to the middle of the map and give us 2 or 3 paths to choose from. Then just adjust the trainer's levels based on how many badges the player has won. In Pokemon Origins, Brock even explains that gym leaders choose their Pokemon based on how many badges their challengers have. So if they bring back gym leaders in Gen 8, there's already an explanation for you. Just imagine how much replay value this would give the game, and how we wouldn't have to be stopped by this guy in his freaking Stoutland every 15 feet.
Next up is quite possibly the most hated aspect about Ultra Sun and Moon: the hand-holding, tutorials, and cutscenes. I sincerely hope that in the upcoming games for the Switch there is a serious shift in philosophy with how the gameplay is delivered to players. Some of the most popular games from 2017 are as successful as they are because of the degree of exploration you do and how much you control the game, such as Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. There are many parts of Ultra Sun and Moon that feel so slow, and it's because of overdone cutscenes and intense handholding through tutorials. There needs to either be less of this, or much of it needs to be made optional. Yes, there are going to be many players returning to Pokemon for the first time in a long time, but Game Freak needs to realize that there's also going to be an immensely large amount of dedicated fans playing that don't need to learn how to catch a Pokemon for the 304th time.
Number 7 in the list is less gimmicks and more original features, and by that I mean I hope they don't introduce something that'll only be hot for 15 minutes like Mega Evolution, Z-moves, or Alolan forms. In fact, if that stuff isn't going to be relevant, why not make a more simple experience like Gens 1 through 5? No Megas, no Z-moves, just focus all that effort on something else like new Pokemon, the region, or the story. Or better yet, some original feature that will stay relevant for many generations. You know, like trainer customization, or giving your Pokemon the little pit pats in Pokemon-Ami, you know, stuff like that.
The player search system, or PSS for short, was perfect. The system they had for Generation 6 was simple enough, didn't include much fluff, and got you to trading and battling with ease. Then Generation 7 came along and took a big fat dump on the idea of simplistic online functionality. Please, for the love of God, Game Freak, bring back PSS or something comparable. If there is that much of a need or desire to implement the features new to Festival Plaza, isolate them from the basic online functionalities, please. Also, as a side note, I seriously hope Wonder Trades come back. This is always a fun feature for live streams, random Wonder Trade battles, Wonderlocks, and much more. Either way, those are the first 5 of our top 10 hopes for Generation 8 on the Switch. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and make sure to check out part 2 of this collab on John's channel. Thanks for watching.